Aloha. My name is Deborah Ward, and today I'm representing the Hawaii Island group of the Sierra Club. I'm a retired UH faculty member from Manoa. The club has long advocated for improved management of Mauna Kea, and in 1998 we called for a moratorium. Sure. My name is Deborah Ward, and today I'm representing the Hawaii Island group of the Sierra Club. The club has long advocated for improvement and improved management on Mauna Kea, and in 1998 we called for a moratorium on further construction in the summit region for that reason. The existing telescopes built on Mauna Kea have created a de facto urban district. Slow down, okay. And we urge the Land Use Commission to find that UH improperly urbanized the summit area of Mauna Kea. BLNR, we believe, does not have the authority to allow industrialization within conservation districts. Mauna Kea Summit Region is a national natural landmark, a state historic district, a traditional cultural property, and a unique ecosystem with endemic flora and fauna found nowhere else on Earth. And as a result, Mauna Kea deserves the highest protected land use designation. We do not support having Mauna Kea designated as an urban district. Despite the protections set out in the state constitution, the administrative rules, and the management plans dating back to 1977 throughout to today, and despite the legislative auditor's reports dating back to 1998, outlining the failures of management by the university and DLNR, the summit region has been transformed into an area where the visual elements of wilderness have been obstructed, ecosystems have been impacted, cultural and religious actions of Native Hawaiian practitioners have been restricted and discouraged, documented sewage spills, hazardous waste releases, unlined cesspools continue, and the management has failed to address the legitimate concerns of the people of the island. The Crown lands that the state holds in trust are not owned by the state. The lands are held in trust for the people, and we are the owners as such. We respectfully ask that you grant the Kanahele's petition for a declaratory order to ensure that proper land use procedures are followed for the ecologically vulnerable and culturally significant public trust lands of Mauna Kea. Mahalo.
Are there questions for Ms. Ward from the petitioner?
Aloha, Deb Ward. I know you're supporting the petition, and you indicated that the LUC would provide guidance, or could have provided guidance, if district boundary amendments had come before. How would that guidance, how would you think that would be different? Or
I believe the university should have made very public at the very beginning how many telescopes that they intended to build, and at one time there was a group of people that met in 1976, including the mayor Matayoshi, the Sierra Club, the Audubon Society, the Hunters, the Outdoorsmen's Club, and I believe the skiers as well. I'm not certain about that. But they met and asked the university to limit the number of telescopes to 6 in 1976, and then the university and the DLNR approved a management plan in 1985 that was developed in 1983 that limited the number of telescopes to 11 major and 2 minor telescopes, and that would have culminated in only 13 total. That number has been exceeded at this point, and so I think that what's happened over the years is there have been more and more telescopes proposed. There have been 13 since the year 2000 that have been proposed, and none of them yet have been built. However, I believe that if we, as the people, had understood the magnitude of the development, we would have asked for clarification from the Land Use Commission long ago.
Thank you.
Commissioner Okuda.
Just so that I have the title correct, is it Dr. Ward?
I'm not a doctor. I have a master's in horticulture from the
Oh, okay.
university.
Yeah, then
and I
you-
was an extension agent
you-
for 23 years.
Yeah, you probably know some of my cousins who are farmers of Hakalau.
We were both at Waihole, and we both graduated from Windward Community College.
Oh, that's good. That's good because when my wife talked about let's take our kids on a college tour, I said, yeah, let's get in a car and go up to my alma mater, Windward, which frankly I consider a real good source for basic education. But can I ask you this? You know, as a member of the Sierra Club has filed many, or I shouldn't say many lawsuits, but significant lawsuits to enforce Hawaii's environmental laws and provisions of the Constitution. You would agree, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, given that knowledge of the framework, you do understand that the Land Use Commission is not like the legislature in this sense. The legislature can pass laws and make all sorts of decisions, hopefully furthering community purposes, but the Land Use Commission is quasi-judicial, meaning we're limited by, or we have to follow certain rules and laws that the legislature has passed and the decisions of the Hawaii Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have to follow them even if we personally disagree.
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement of your understanding about how we have to proceed?
I do understand that. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, don't take my questions as meaning I've prejudged the positions of anyone here, because the points that you and the club have raised and the other testifiers up until now, on both sides raise, significant issues that we really do have to consider, and we really do have to listen to, and we really do have to take to heart. But you do agree that we have to do it within this framework that the legislature has told us we have to follow, and whether we agree or not, the Supreme Court has said we have to follow.
I understand. I did read all of your mission, your goals, and the rules associated, and I understand the difficulty you have with making these decisions. Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily believe contentious, or what people might call contentious discussions is a bad thing. It's always good to honestly lay out what everybody's positions are and what everyone's concerns are. Maybe the present decision is not going to come out to people's liking, but by communicating what the concerns are, hopefully in the future, because we're human beings, we're not perfect, we can try to leave this place a better place than we got it. So that's my only comment, but thank you very much for your testimony.
Thank you.